We are live. Hello, everyone. This is Flashpoint TV, manifesting the moment of your big breakthrough. This is the last show of the year. And I want to welcome in Mandy May. Is that official now, Mandy? Is that your new name, Mandy May?
That's my official pen name. Yes, yes. Glad to be
Okay.
here. Glad to be here. It's exciting. Last show of the year. Wow. Yeah, we're about to usher in 3 days, 2023. Where has this year gone? I don't know. But
57 hours.
57 hours.
57 hours until
Wow.
January 1st.
Wow.
Yeah.
Time flies. It really does. So
I'm
what are we focusing on? What are we doing with regards to staying in the present moment and celebrating moving forward? Maybe we can look at that today.
There's lots to look at. Today's going to be a shortened show, just so everybody knows, because we are getting ready for 2023. And tonight, there's a big, big thing happening tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight, we are going to show the Flashpoint Spotlight series and
Mhm.
also the Flashpoint documentary. It's the second showing, and there's going to be another showing in early January. This is a very heartfelt stories.
Mhm.
Everybody that's watched it, I had a woman say it was the best video she's seen all year, and we wanted to get it in again. So I'm sure it'll be a highlight. So tonight at 8:30, I will drop the link in here once it's all set up, and you'll be able to watch it. I want to say hello to Earl, who's
Hi.
joining in. Welcome, Earl. And I want to say hello to our very own Gallivanting Like a Royal. Welcome.
My
I'm glad you
girlfriend.
made the
Welcome.
show. And I'm about to publish book 2. Well, congratulations
Whoa,
there. That's a breakthrough.
awesome. Awesome.
No, I don't have a tie and jacket today, but we are going to keep a short version of the show. And I'm going to turn it over to Mandy to help us open up the
Kick
show.
off
And I just want to
the show.
welcome you in.
Yeah.
And before I do that, Mandy, I just want to say hello to the listener, whenever, wherever you're going to find this. Even if this is your first show, you didn't realize maybe we were broadcasting all year. There's still an opportunity to prepare your mind, your heart, um, today, this moment, and also as we move into 2023. So, Mandy.
Absolutely. Welcome to everybody. And it's just going to be an amazing year. So, what we like to do when we kick the show off each week is go through a little ritual that begins with this object here in my hands, the hourglass, the hourglass. And everyone that's seen the hourglass knows the sands fall from the top to the bottom. So, we use this as a metaphor for life. And it's a very powerful metaphor. And what happens is we refer to the top conical as the future, everything that's referenced in the future. So the future hasn't happened yet. So everything in here is actually an illusion. But then the sands fall through this middle section, bring that back into the center, which actually represents the present moment. And before I get into that, let's just see what the bottom conical represents. And that is everything that's past, everything that's gone, even a second ago. It can't be altered, it can't be changed, it can't be affected, but we can always learn from the past. Like I said, the future is an illusion. It's not happened. So why stress out about the what ifs or the should have or whatever? The most important point of this hourglass, and it says it right here, is inspired productivity. And where does that happen? It happens in the present moment in time. Like right now, life is happening. 2 seconds ahead, it'll be happening again. It'll fall from the future into the bottom, but the future becomes the present becomes the past. The present moment is where life unfolds, the magic of life unfolds, and it's all we ever have. This is where we need to live life fully right now. Be inspired, be creative, follow your dreams and passions, and don't let them die. So this is what we're looking forward to as we go into 2023 with Flashpoint TV show and everything that Austin's doing. is celebrating this movement in the present moment into the new year. How can we be more present? How can we celebrate ourselves and our wins and our successes more in the present moment? And what can we learn from it as we do this? So that's what the hourglass represents, and it is also connected to a show that Austin runs on a Sunday, and you'll have to confer with him on what's happening on Sunday, this Sunday anyway.
Yeah.
But it's the power of pure presence. And that's why this is important, because until we as human beings learn to live in the present moment more often, more focused on that present moment, we're not actually living in the power of pure presence. And that's what the show is about, to bring us back to nature, to help us to ground and get back to our natural way. The Creator made us to live via nature and learn from it. And it can only happen if we're there in the present moment. So that's at some Sundays at 10 o'clock. And again, Austin will verify what's happening for this week because it's New Year's Day.
I just want to invite the listener in and really dial into this very moment and ask yourself, what do you most need? What has this year meant for you? Challenges, victories, excitement, downtimes, tough seasons. What has it meant for you? And as you heard Mandy go through the hourglass, I want to invite you to live more in the present moment in this next year, starting now into the next year. What does that look like for you? What does that feel like for you? I was listening to Dr. John DeMartini, who's got a lot of great content.
Co-authored a book with him.
Well, there you go. So he said something like there's two ways that he knows to be fulfilled. One was setting goals. Two was being in alignment with who you are. But I thought, yeah, but fulfillment, the whole point of power of pure presence, it was, and it's kind of a paradox. Like Flashpoint is all about creating that breakthrough in your life, that future vision, having it flash into fruition. But then as I moved on my journey, I realized, I started to realize the hyper focus on the future that I had. And I thought, no, we can live life fully right now, right. And you can live life fully right now. Well, how can I live life fully right now? You don't even know what I'm going through right now. And that's like a deeper conversation, but I've studied and I've talked to thousands of people and I've researched, and it's not in the happy high notes where that's not where fulfillment is. Fulfillment is found in the scope of all of the grains of sand. And it's our duty as human beings in our toughest times to elicit the good, right? Because even in us right now, there's in dormant state, there's good and bad. There's all kinds of things in us. And it's what we're able to elicit. It's what we're able to bring to the surface. And how many of you agree that we could bring good to the surface in the midst of seemingly bad, in the midst of something that didn't go right, in the midst of somebody did something to us? Can we elicit something great? It's like the what is it? Love or forgiveness is the fragrance, the heel. Forgiveness is the fragrance that's left on the heel that crushes it. Think about that. Think about that. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the flower leaves on the heel that crushes it. That is what I'm talking about. And that is fulfillment. It's letting all of it in. It's this. And then the other thing as we move into 2023 is, what are you going to be persistent with? I did a video yesterday and I was talking about, New Year's resolutions and how to avoid failing at your New Year's resolution and what most people are going to do. What are most people going to do when that clock strikes midnight or now? They're going to say three words. They're going to say, I have to.
That's after they've said Happy New Year. Those are the other three words.
Well, I mean, when they start thinking about their resolutions.
I know, it couldn't resist.
We'll get into that in a moment, but they're going to say, I have to. And what are you saying to yourself right now? Type it in. I have to ... I have to, Mandy, what have you been saying to yourself?
I have to take better care of myself. I have to start saying yes to myself and no to other people.
Okay.
But I don't make New Year's resolutions.
I
I
know.
live my life daily, minute and moment by moment.
Yes.
And just getting back to your point, it's about awareness, because when you're sitting deep in pain and it's overwhelming you, and we know quite a few people right now in our community that are going through stuff, it can overwhelm you to the point that you can't get past the pain, and then you're imploding in it instead of embracing it and still being able to look in the mirror and smile and find the joy in the pain. That's what awareness in the present moment can do.
Yeah, and I want to, the point of all this, and thank you, Mandy, for sharing that and
Yeah.
what you're working on. The point of all this, I want you to remove the I have to. I want you to change your language. And the reason I talked about this yesterday is when you walk around and I have to, nobody likes to have to do anything. If I tell you, Mandy, you have to start, taking better care of yourself. I mean, depending on who's saying it, you might receive it. But what I want to introduce to you or invite you to look at as you get ready for the new year, simply focus on a vision that causes you to go,
Wow.
excitement,
Yeah.
not I have to. See, do you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Immediately you feel the difference.
It's
I
your
have
why.
to might get you started. It might. But if we look at history, we know that by the third week in January,
Yeah.
everybody's off their plan. Why? Because they said, I have to, and they didn't develop their why
That's what
to.
they put the pressure on themselves without knowing their why they're doing it. What is
Right.
their
So you're basically creating this pressure for yourself about these changes that you have to make. I have to. It doesn't feel good. And your brain eventually disconnects from it, your mind, emotions. And then you go back to the old groove because it feels good.
comfortable, your comfort zone,
So
safe
what so what's going to get you out of your comfort zone
is that.
and get you into, we'll look at the Thomas Edison light bulb today, as we do every week. What is going to get you to try thousands of times? And that is a strong purpose, backed by a vision of why. Why do you want to do it? And what do you love to do? What do you love to do? You do it 1,000 times. You do it on Sunday. You do it on Monday. You do it midnight. You do it 3 a.m. Like, what is it? Well, for Thomas Edison, it was inventing. And the light bulb was attempted thousands of times before it got to this iteration. This light bulb was purchased at Menlo Park, the very site that the light bulb was. This rendition was created. And so the question as you get ready for 2023, will you develop a vision that excites you? If Thomas Edison sat back and thought about the thousands of times, or his team, imagine if he said, hey, team, you're going to have to do this 10,000 times. What would they do?
That's not
You're going to
incentive.
have to do this 10,000. They'd be like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
They
No
would leave. But
all.
if we said, hey, team, we're going to create something that's going to change history, it's
Yeah.
going to change the world. You're
Then
not thinking about 10,000 times. You are into action. And that's what I want you to create in your life. I want you to create a compelling vision. Get your family involved, get your kids involved, get your husband involved, get your wife involved, get your neighbor involved if they are good candidates, not just anybody. You want people that are going to support your dream.
I'm just going to add to that, because in everything that we do to succeed and to feel the passion and the fire and feel alive, it's what's carved in our DNA, comes from this quote by Churchill, and it follows on from Edison there. He said this: success is the ability to go from one failure to another with what? With no loss of enthusiasm. So no matter how many times it seems to be taking you to reach your goal or whatever it is that's going to, boom, change the world, whatever it is, you don't lose the enthusiasm, the excitement, the passion, no matter what. Okay, that didn't quite work. That's a different way. So I'm going to try this now. And you keep going. And the root word of enthusiasm is entheos, which is Greek for God within. So your goal, your vision, your passion, your dream, your whatever lights you on fire from within is from God, aligned from source.
Yeah.
That's why we need to keep enthusiastic and not doubt or fall down or fear or listen to naysayers. It's like the horse with the blinkers on, right? It's got all these drums and crashing cymbals around him in a parade, but with the blinkers on, he's just totally focused on what's right ahead of him. And that's what we need to do, like Churchill said, and like Edison. It was the enthusiasm that was never lost to keep the passion and the dream alive, which is amazing. Encouraging.
I want you to keep your passion alive. Let's grab a share from DJ. It's a long one.
Wow.
Seeing 2023 everywhere, it signifies that you need to ask God to show you your real purpose. That's a great right on cue. And help you realize your dreams. Your divine angels are saying that you are well equipped with fantastic potential, and you need to use your creative skills to better your life. Try to keep more active spiritual life to gain access to divine ideas that will transform your life even better. Thank you, DJ. That's a beautiful share.
It's an awesome share. I just snapped that. That's beautiful.
And then the other thing.
There they are.
New Year's
saw them this morning on a video from last year, and I thought, where are those blue bells? And there they are. So what the bells for? That's a great color. Yeah, that's great. But they're not to your face.
Well, the bells, these bells today are going to be a little. They're normally for the show.
Yeah.
So we normally ring the bells.
But
what I want the bells to mean for you is, can you celebrate more?
Yeah. Celebrate.
Can you look back on 2023 and let's do that. Just remember a win.
Yeah.
Type in your win if you can. If you think about it, type in what's a victory that you had in 2022.
For me, it was an epic journey to Philadelphia.
Yeah, ring the bells.
I will never, ever forget that journey.
Dr. Andrea can, yeah, we're going to auction the bells off. I don't know. These are
not those bells. Any other bells, not those.
No, these are celebratory bells. So what do you want to celebrate? I really want to invite you in, even if you're just getting this now, you're popping on. I want to let you know tonight at 8:30, we're going to show a trailer. We have a special presentation tonight, a documentary, 4 riveting stories that if you're going through a tough time, and really, even if you're not, if you're just somebody who's looking for inspiration, these stories are going to touch your heart. What is your victory for 2022? What have you, if you look back, what's the one thing where you go, ding, 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 like, wow. I know there's many things that we could look back on, even in the show and people's lives and the ups and the downs, the moments that were really challenging, but that led to lots of great openings in people's lives. And just watching it's almost like watching a flower bloom between the sidewalk, right? It's not supposed to grow there, right? And then this beautiful flower comes up in between the crevice of the sidewalk that you're like, whoa. And have you ever seen that where you're walking down, you see this beautiful flower growing somewhere by itself? Or like, well, how did that get there?
Yeah.
Right. Or the lotus flower.
The determination to push through and have its God-given strength, because it's God-given. It doesn't push through on its own. The Creator pushes through the concrete or off the side of the crag, the cliff, right, where that one beautiful flower grows. And that's what's within each of us.
Yeah. So Mandy, let's get DJ published her first book, in which is still in awe.
Yes.
So type in what you want to celebrate, and I'm going to bring the bells for you. So this is for DJ.
Yay. I'm going to add to that because my second book is now published. I'm just waiting to receive it.
Your second book is published?
It's published. I'm waiting to receive it. Yes.
What's the name of the book? Is it just called?
It's Change, Rise, Triumph.
Change, Rise, Triumph.
Change, Rise, Triumph. Yep. It'll be available in the new year. I'm so excited. Yes.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So if you're listening and you have a victory, we always say that no victory is too small.
That's right.
I went to the gym today.
You did?
I disregarded my health all year, and I went to the gym today.
Well, celebrate. Ring the bells.
Well, I'm just saying that's an example, but here we go. Earl getting the courage to retire.
Yes. Yes.
Congratulations,
yes.
Earl.
I celebrate that with you, Earl, because I did it 14 months ago. Quick cold turkey. Yeah.
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 Be careful coming into this community because you're likely to quit your job. I'm just saying.
He's also good at helping you to break rules. So just be careful.
Yeah. DJ, thank you for that. Where's my book? I just gave one away to Anton Jones over at Groovy Smoothies, who I wanted to give him a gift for allowing me the opportunity to meet Damon John personally. And after I met Damon, he saw the book, he endorsed it. That's just huge. I mean,
huge.
Just huge. So
huge testimonial. And you've just reminded me something I remember way back from the show in the year was the health turnaround storybook. There's a lot of people on here. Have you got that handy? There's a lot of people on
I'm going to get it. Yeah. Why don't you
talk about it? So these were health turnaround stories. So these were people that had gone through tremendous health problems that typically they should have not survived. We had Jim Grant. He's about 75, 80, this gentleman, and fit as a fiddle. And right before Christmas, I believe it was last year, he had a little bit of pain in his chest, went to the hospital, and they were rushing him in for quadruple bypass surgery. And he should have been dead. The surgeon said he didn't even know how he'd survived. They call it the widowmaker, right? The widowmaker, because it just comes out of the blue, even though you've apparently been healthy for the most part. And he just gave it all over to his creator, and he was happy, he was content. He got a big smile on his face, and he came back out of that and lived to tell the tale. And his young granddaughter has also just gone through major heart surgery. That was I've got goosebumps just remembering the smile and the passion and the love that Jim Grant has for life. There it is. Health turnaround story through Flashpoint. Then there was Joe Tewell, who was sitting alone in the middle of nowhere, life completely fallen apart through drugs and abuse and all kinds of stuff, and he wanted to die. And it was how he managed to not just turn his own health and life around, but became this fitness expert. He has his own gym in is it California somewhere? I just forget.
No, he's near Marlin, Idaho.
Oh, is he really in Maryland? There he is, Joe T.
No, Idaho.
Idaho.
I'm sorry, Des Moines, Iowa. Des Moines, Iowa.
So how many counties and states have we just been through? Des Moines, Iowa. And that man, he had us all in tears, as did Jim Grant. Then there was Gregory Hall, young guy here in Toronto, pain for all of his life. He'd been through anything and everything. I can totally relate to a lot of it and getting nowhere. And then he met there were 3 Grants in this. Dr. George Grant, there he is, Gregory Hall. He met Dr. George Grant, who had this scan machine that was able to show him what was wrong, what he needed to do, and he was able to change his life around. There was Amy Grissing and another Dr. Grant, who was a chiropractor. I just don't remember them all off the cuff. But each one, the story of survival and what they had to push through and go through to claim their life back and change it for the good of the rest of the world. That is that stood out huge for me this year. huge.
Yeah, this book, there's Dr. Grant right there.
Dr. George Grant. And then we had the other Dr. Grant, whose baby had something micronium. There was something in the baby's stool that almost, she breathed it in, she almost
Dr.
died.
Phil Harris.
Phil Harris. Phil Harris.
Yeah, we have Dr. Phil Harris. We have a lot. I mean,
Dr.
this was book number 2. This book is still circulating, the stories.
Yeah.
This book, book number 1, the stories in here, your turnaround story. This book is still circulating. I hear every once in a while, I'll get a message, this book changed my life. This book has touched me. Like, just people go through and they thumb through the stories and they just are touched by the stories. And what's great tonight at 8:30, while the 4 stories tonight are not in these books, these stories are come to life video 8:30. If you're looking for a spark, you're looking for a glimmer of hope, you're looking for something you can grab onto, a new vision. Maybe you're midlife and you're thinking about what's left for you. Maybe you're like in the later stages and you're trying to find some kind of purpose. Wherever you are, these stories will touch you. 8:30 tonight. I will get the link once we're done today. But Mandy, thanks for bringing up that these books, because and then there's my solo book, which is here.
Solo book. Yeah, which is,
and this one actually is signed. This one is signed by Damon John.
This one is signed by Austin J. Haynes. How about that?
Well, I got to tell you, I was shocked when I handed Damon my book. He's like, "Are you going to sign it?" I said, "Yeah, of course I'm going to sign it." I just played it cool, but he has a copy of it, and
cool cat.
I'm just humbled.
No, that's a historical moment that they'll never.
It really is. And one of the things about Flashpoint is that sometimes, and it's I write about this in the book. It's about being aware that your flashpoint is in motion.
Yeah, the awareness.
I point to Elton John. I wrote about Elton John in here. So Elton John was one performance away from filling stadiums.
Yep.
He was almost not quite obscure. He was very small scale. One performance away from filling stadiums, and he went into an anxiety attack. Yeah. He got imposter syndrome, and he wasn't even going to play the show.
Yep.
And then he went out and played the show, and then boom, within months, he was filling stadiums. And so the point is, a lot of times we're not aware that something good is happening. We're not aware of it because there's so much noise and there's so much stuff, and this one's doing that and that one's doing this. Meanwhile, there's this flower growing in between the cracks of the sidewalk where people go by and they're amazed that it grew there.
Yeah.
And that might be you. You might be that person where you're like, man, it seems like there's nothing going on here. I don't see it. I feel like nothing's going right. Why does every move I make seem to not go right? But then Flashpoint, you spark, you sprout. I want to share this, Mandy. I was going to actually quote this. So a lot of times people say try is not a good word. It's do or don't do. But let me tell you something. There's a whole lot of people that aren't even trying. No, so if you're trying, I am going to ring the bells for you.
Yeah. Great fact that you're even making the effort.
Yes, Ivy. My Flashpoint is brewing. So I'm going to share Mandy, I'm just going to turn it over to you for a quick commentary, and then we're going to go to the trailer.
Absolutely.
And then tonight, get ready for 8:30. I want you to share. I want you to share this. So we're going to share the trailer. So Mandy, I just want to give you a moment to I was just going off on a, not quite almost a rant.
You're entitled. It's your show. What the heck? So another poignant moment for me was actually meeting Gordon Melville, June 23rd show. I hadn't met him, and he came on. And we learned that just 2 or 3 days before he came on the interview, his best friend had passed away at a wedding, I believe it was, and the man was distraught, and yet here he was on the show. And I immediately felt this energy connection to Gord. And even before the show was over, I was making notes because I was writing a poem. And here it is in my own book, Catalyst Poetry, on page 92, A Place Beyond the Silence, and it was dedicated to him. And as soon as we got off the show, I contacted him and I said, I know this is random. I said, but I was moved to write this poem. Would you like to hear it? And he said, absolutely. He went silent. I read it. And then there was this long silence. And I said, are you still there? And he was crying. He said, I just don't know how you did that. He said, but it was like Papa sent you to me. He said, because I needed that. And I needed to know that his friend, I forget his friend's name, was okay, and that he could reach out to him anytime. So for me, and I've got goosebumps right now all over, to be used like that. Well, first of all, you having Gordon on the show, right, and introducing me to him, and then what happened afterwards and how he came to be in my book, I will never forget. It's a forever moment. And that's what happens in a lot of these shows and a lot of the people that we come across, like Vince Papale, right? I mean, wow, I felt like I'd known him my whole life. We related on so many issues and we were just having this conversation. But what I took away from that man was his SEALs philosophy, this attitude, this man up. If you lose a guy, don't make excuses. Do the next job you're supposed to. And this relates to what you were just saying. If it's all falling apart and you're overwhelmed or whatever, what is the next step that you are supposed to do or take? What is it you can do to just put the smile back on your face despite all the overwhelm? And I think these are very powerful examples of people that were able to do that.
Yeah, and just a reminder, like the lotus flower, grows in mud.
Yes, it does.
Grows in mud. Mud looks like poop, dirty. But yet this beautiful flower grows, in the midst of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to share the trail, and I'm going to dig up the link for my book so I can share that with you.
That as well.
It's somewhere. And by the way, I'll just put like disclosure that the book, we decided based on the reviews from all the beta readers that we're going to make it even better. And we're going to set it up so it can go on Barnes & Noble. We're going to set it up for mass. Thanks, Mandy. We're going to set it up for mass distribution. And we've actually got adding a few more things to the book that are going to make it even more powerful. And it's not, I said this to a guy, it's not like bubblegum self-help,
No.
It's not little happy high notes. Set your goals and, sunshine or rainbows. Like it's more of like embracing the journey of what it takes to create that's why I say it's a big breakthrough. It's not, although every breakthrough counts and you find that out in the journey.
Yeah.
It's,
well, it includes the vulnerability, being raw, being transparent, and being honest with yourself about what's happening and how it's happening and what you've got to do to move forward. And what's great about the book, it's not just your own story, but it's other references to other people, like you mentioned Elton John, and Napoleon Hill's another one, which I found absolutely fascinating. But the minute you can say to yourself, okay, I'm aware this, whatever this is happening. And you can sit back and say, but I'm going to embrace it all because it's here. I might not be able to control it right now, but I'm going to embrace every part of it. And I'm going to find my next step forward, no matter what it takes. If I have to scream, crawl, draw, whatever it is, I'm never giving up. That's not even an option. Giving up is never even an option. And that's been in my world for many, many years. True.
But feeling like giving up will happen.
Yes.
Feeling like you want to give up will happen. There, I said it.
You said it. Yeah. What's the awareness?
You're going to feel sometimes, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Did I lose my mind? People are going to say, did you lose your mind?
They said that to me when I was setting off for Philly.
Yeah. What are
They
you
really
doing?
did.
What are you crazy? Everybody ever say that? What are you nuts? What? You're gonna do what? Oh my
Yes.
God. What? No, don't do that. I found that being a little crazy is a requirement
Absolutely.
for something great.
Look at Van Gogh. Look at he was in an asylum when he created his most beautiful and most valueless almost pieces of work for the world years later. He didn't even see the fruition of his work, but the
But he
world
felt it.
benefited, but he
He
felt it.
felt it.
Oh, he felt it. Yeah.
And the thing about that is that, and that's why I think I want like if Van Gogh could read Flashpoint,
Oh, what a huge difference
I
that
think
would make.
he would understand that there was nothing wrong with him.
No, there wasn't.
I think Van Gogh's biggest problem
With
is
him.
that he thought there was something wrong with him,
Yeah.
and it caused him a lot of anguish.
And other people fed that.
Yeah, and even his family and his his inability to get validation, his inability to get his own true external flashpoint
Validated. Yeah.
But what he did time and time again, and there's so much in the Van Gogh story, and we still are working on that interview, by the way.
Good.
But his ability to feel all of it and then go back and dip the paintbrush in the paint and fall in love with the process, even when everybody didn't get it.
That's what I got out of the books, because his passion was his art. And as soon as he picked that paintbrush up and started painting and seeing all the flowers outside of his asylum room, it made him feel good. It made him feel wonderful and happy inside, right?
All right, Mandy, here we go.
Roll the die.
I have that on cue. I have a longer one too, but
that's my purse.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the trailer, because this is going to happen tonight. A lot of you have, well, some of you maybe have seen the trailer, but many of you have not. So I'm going to share that with you now.
Let's do it. That's airing again at 8:30 tonight, you said?
My name is Marilyn Morales. I'm here because I want to help people to heal. I want to heal. I want to be different. I want to be more productive. And I think anybody that comes here is going to find that same thing, their breakthrough.
Brother, and you know what? You got my favorite book of all time right here. Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell people to read this one.
So there you go.
It's incredible. It gives me goosebumps every time. But that's what your videos do, right? They're so inspiring and so real and so raw. It doesn't matter how many times you watch them. For me, it's emotional as well. It's just incredible.
Yeah, and I'm going to be vulnerable here for a moment.
Do it.
Because I just want to let people know, people may look at me that don't know me, and they may think, wow, look at Austin, look at how great Austin's doing, and look at all this stuff. But I want you to understand that the challenges never go away. Everything that's happened to me in my life, I've had so much failure, relationships, finances, just overcoming a rocky start. I say like my start I wasn't this destitute, like, born in squalor case, but with all the emotional stuff and dealing with some level of poverty in this country when I first got started, it kind of put me in touch with where I can reach people that are maybe even were in a worse off situation. So I'm not worse off. I certainly had so many things that were a blessing that otherwise I wouldn't be here. Like if I didn't have a mother who loved me, if I didn't have food on a consistent basis, shelter, clothing, and then eventually be able to, my dad paid for me to go to a good school. I was gifted a car, but early on, so it's like this polarity of being on food stamps and then going into high school being gifted a car. So there's this weird journey. But in the middle of that, I carried a lot of stuff that I didn't know at the time, because your ego, you try to achieve and you do these things, but until you really do the work on the inside, you're always going to fall short. And so today, it's like the challenges are still here. Building a business like this, quitting my job of 19 years prematurely when I had a lot of runway left to go. Are you crazy? Why would you do that? But for me, and it might lead to your story, is this was already in me when I was in high school, when I was young, but I didn't have the belief in myself to pursue it. And that's the key difference. And you may have, I already know you have something in you that you're either acting on or you're not aware of, or you're somewhere in between. And if we can get you to uncover what that is, it doesn't mean you're going to do what I did or Mandy did, where you're going to just quit your job, although some of you might, but you're going to start to go down the road. You're going to start to go, well, you know what? That guy was right. There is something for me to do. I always thought about painting. I always thought about writing. I always thought about doing a travel blog. Duchess, right?
Yep.
I always thought about, taking my triathlon and becoming an inspiration to other mothers out there.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, I'm just sharing this with you because I want you to know that it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Just because we're doing this work, matter of fact, it's even more challenging. But when you're in alignment with who you are, and it resonates with your heart, and then it resonates with one other heart, and they go, I get that guy. I get that. That resonates with me. Then it opens up, and then you can begin to do things that make it seem, wow, how does that person do all that? How does Mandy do all that writing? How does Ivy do a triathlon? How does DJ travel on a budget? How do they do it? Because they're in alignment with who they are, and there's a purpose. They want to give back to other people. And when you are in that energy flow, that resonation, it looks like your activities look almost like wow to other people. And they wonder how you do it. And it's because you're tapped into your purpose. So anyway, Mandy, I'm going to turn it back to you for final words, and we can say goodbye. And we'll see you tonight at 8:30. I will drop the link in after.
Yeah, I'm just very excited to have been here because we weren't sure if we were doing a show today. So this has been very, very productive, very inspiring for other people. And I love the fact that you've just been vulnerable again. And this is what I say to everyone I coach and teach as well. It's the vulnerability and getting real and answering to your own highest calling that is going to get you through these times. make you rise, make you triumph, and keep you going so that you become an inspiration to others. And that's the basis of why we're here. Servant leaders. We're here to serve other people. And there's nothing more powerful, more impacting than seeing somebody that's been so down and out that potentially should have been dead, and yet they've risen up, changed their life around. They're in complete alignment with their own purpose, and they're inspiring and shining a light for others to shine theirs. So I am urging every single person here to look at these examples, not just me and Austin and Ivy and DJ, just all the people coming into Flashpoint. That health turnaround story is another good one. It could be even people in your own locality that you know. Look at where they've come from, how they've turned around, and use it as an anchor to hold on to, knowing that you have that same ability, you have that same opportunity within you. As my new book says, you can change, you can rise, and you can triumph. So as we go into 2023, I want to thank everybody that's been here with us throughout 2022 with Flashpoint and the POP, the Power of Pure Presence on Sunday.
Oh,
the new show.
yeah.
And
thank you for that. Yeah, so
Yeah, go
Power
on.
of Pure Presence fell on Christmas and it falls on New Year's. I'm going to do something. I don't know what. It'll be special. I have one idea and I don't want to roll it out yet.
That's
But
okay.
yeah, 10 a.m.
Still same
January
time,
1st.
right?
I'll be doing something. There'll be
Yeah.
something for you to take advantage of. And tonight at 8:30, I want to encourage you to really join tonight, 8:30. Look at my page, Austin J. Haynes. Search on YouTube, Austin J. Haynes, Flashpoint. Subscribe there if this is inspiring you. If I could get one person a day to say, I like that guy, subscribe. I've done vulnerability again. I've done thousands. I mean, I know on TikTok alone, I've done 2,000 videos. On Facebook, I probably have done over 2,000 videos. I've done thousands of videos. If one person clicked follow, it's such a huge thing. Just one person,
Right.
It's such a huge thing. And you'll know, like, if you're on your journey, you know how valuable and appreciative you are when somebody clicks
Yes.
that they got something from you.
Right. That's right.
So it helps grow. That's the way that the economic system works today. Followers and likes and follows. That is just real. That's just what it is. So I want to encourage you to join us tonight at 8:30. Go to the YouTube, go to Facebook. I'll put the link up there. And then there's going to be lots of other things.
And I want to just wish everyone a really, really happy, joyful, prosperous, and intentionally focused brand new year. And by the way, I'm going live at midnight on New Year's Eve.
Oh, you are? You're going live at midnight? Are you doing what are you doing?
Well, it'll be what it'll be. I'm just working it out right now.
Oh, it's just going to be like a surprise, like a pop-up live at midnight.
Kind of, but I'm letting people know if they want to join me, I'll be live at midnight. Yeah. Yep.
Well, let's get final shares. I'm going to do a Zoom for anyone who needs community New Year's Eve, because that day there you go. So something great just happened right now.
Yes.
This is what it means to be in the moment. Thank you, Ivy, for doing that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Does it say the time she's doing that?
What time do you want to do that, Ivy? Type it in and we'll get it out there. It'll go out on the show here. It's streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, E360 TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, whatever other TV, whatever TV you have in your house.
You're right. I'm going to read the Flashpoint New Year's Eve poem as well. Do you remember I wrote one last year? I'm going to read that out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. So maybe we could do Ivy's first, depending on what time it is, and then set everybody else up and know that there's community there.
She's going to go live on New Year's Day. So as we close, well, Ivy, if you go 10 a.m., that's the time of Power of Pure Presence. Oh, 10 p.m.
10 p.m. Yeah.
I'm going to be live on New Year's Day to start 2023. All right. Well, we'll figure out the time. p.m. So 10 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
On New Year's Day, I think she's saying.
Yeah, no, I'm
2023.
talking.
Okay.
Oh, New Year's Day, 10 p.m. on New Year's Day.
Yeah, I think what Ivy's looking at is like after the new year starts, some people
Celebration.
might feel a certain way, and we know that like again, this is the polarity. Like there's emotions that are being triggered.
That's right.
And there's also some cosmic stuff going on right now. People are going to be feeling things. They're going to be evaluating their relationships, their jobs, their families, and they're going to be wanting change in new year. And the ball dropping depresses me personally. I would think others feel the same.
Yeah.
So, again, polarity. What can that mean? What does it mean? What can you turn it into?
Mhm.
Think about it, right? This is all meaning. It all has meaning. So it's not like, oh, look at me, I'm depressed on New Year's Eve. That's okay. What can it mean? What can
What
you
does- yeah,
turn it
what-
into? And guess what you're turning it into? 10 p.m. on New Year's Day, I'm doing a Zoom. So there you go. There's the polarity right there. That's exactly
there.
what we're talking about. There's nothing wrong. You see, it's just one thing is another side of the other thing. This is right here. We just had this happen. So this is great. This is
Like
absolutely.
the seed becomes the flower. The seed breaks open and becomes the flower.
This
Right?
is it. This is it. Your mess is your
Around
message.
to love. Yeah. Community. Yes.
So this is our version of a short show. It's an hour. This is an express version because, but it's about being in the moment. It's about
That's right.
letting it unfold. And I just want to tell everybody next year there's going to be amazing. We have a private community. I'm going to limit it to and initially it's going to be 21 people. Act 3. That's going to be happening. And then I'm looking for 5 people that I'm going to work one-on-one with. And then the other thing is we have Flashpoint 5.0, March 31st to April 3rd. And then I'll be doing a book tour next year to take this book on the road. And then I'll be writing. So Mandy, I got to share the book. So
okay, bring it on. Bring it on.
where is it? Okay, here it is right here. And then next year,
Power of Pure Presence, probably.
we might as well just share it now.
Carries it all in his knapsack. There it is. Power of Pure Presence. Yes.
So
Yeah.
next year,
I'm excited for that book.
there we go. This is going to be next year. Power of Pure Presence. What's that say, Mandy?
Live more fully now. Now, in the present moment.
That's what I want for you. I want you to live life more fully now, not next week, not tomorrow, now. And that's what I'm going to do. As soon as I get off here, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to Groovy Smoothies to get a smoothie, and then I'm going to take a walk and watch the sunset.
Did you see the sunset last night?
I
Oh
saw the
my
sunset.
God.
I did. Yeah, I was out by the river. I saw the sun go down,
Oh,
and I was talking to,
bagpipe.
Mandy,
Yes, the bagpipe.
this is what happened. I'm at the river. I'm talking to Marlon.
Yes. the
Marlon
river.
and I are talking about what we're going to create.
And you hear,
The sun is going down in front of me.
yeah,
And then I hear, we got to do this now. Oh, where is it?
bagpipe. Play it. You record.
Yeah, I hear the
Come on,
bagpipes
outside.
playing. This
Play
guy
it.
is-
Play it. You've got time. Play it.
I do. I'm going to play it. This guy was playing the bagpipes right next
right
to me.
there on Cooper River.
And I turned around. I said, Marlon, I have to call you back. And I had set an intention that I wanted the guy playing the bagpipes at the event, at one of the events. So let me see if I can. I can get it. There we go.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's
Let me see if I
amazing.
can pull this up. So here's the other little side note. His name is Michael Curry. I connected with him, and it gets even better. He is from the same town as I grew up in.
No way.
Yeah. So I sent him a message because
What's the
I
name
got
of
his
the town?
card. Riverside.
Riverside.
Yeah. He is from Riverside, and I grew up there. And I haven't talked to him about that, but chances are we are going to have a bagpiper at the next. So I'm excited that's going to be
That's really
amazing.
exciting. That's
Listen,
really
we love you.
exciting.
We want the best for
We
you.
do.
That's why I work
Love it.
passionately to do this, to create a unique space that you're not going to find anywhere else, that can foster your growth, that can give you a place to get in touch with what you need to feel in order to grow, because a lot of people are afraid to feel something, and it stops them from growing, and they just kind of exist. And with this space that we're creating, it's about ripping through, but it's not about hiding from things. It's about feeling things, being courageous.
Celebrating things.
What's that?
And also celebrating them for their wins and their actions and everything.
Celebrating. Yeah, celebrate. That's why we ring bells,
Yep.
You got to celebrate the little things. Many of you don't give yourself the permission to celebrate. You're too hard on yourself. And I want you to stop that. Like, stop. Do not do that. There's times you need to give yourself a kick in the butt, but most of you are too hard on yourself.
We are.
These bells are for you.
Yeah.
I want to celebrate you right now, because I know you've done something that you overcame this past year. So these bells are for all of you as we close out Flashpoint, final show of the year. I don't know when the next episode is going to be in next year. Just stay tuned. Well, I will put an announcement out. We're going to get stuff lined up. But here you go.
Happy New Year, everyone. Break your wins. Up to you. You are worthy. You are loved. You are deserving. You are magnificent and fear-inspiringly made. So celebrate yourself. Yeah, beautiful.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Love
Year.
you. God bless you.
God bless.
Celebrate, and we'll see you
next
I'll
year.
See you tonight at 8:30.
Oh, that's right.
For the documentary.
And then after that, we'll see you next year. We'll be back next year.
Yes. Bye for now, everyone.
Love you. Bye.
God bless.
My name is Marilyn Morales. I'm here because I want to help people to heal. I want to heal. I want to be different. I want to be more productive. And I think anybody that comes here is going to find that same thing, their breakthrough.